welcome to today's class. We're going to be working through some flowing sequences today. We'll also be doing a little bit of core work and of course some warming up and cooling down. So we're going to start by standing. You're not going to need anything at all, no props for this practice, just a space to work in and some comfortable, loose or tight and stretchy clothing. And we're going to be starting with our feet in a fairly wide stance. Drop the shoulders. And we're just going to come into breathing. So ideally breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Make lots of noise on the out breath if you want to. And breathing in and out. And in and out. I'm making a lot of noise on the in-breath as well. In and out. Roll the shoulders one way and then the other way, bringing the legs a little bit closer together. Breathing in. Circles with the arms, breathing out, other way, breathing in and out, other way. One more of these, breathing in and out. So working to engage the core, just to wake it up. We're going to have our feet wide again, a little bit of a dip with the knees. And on the out breath, we're going to pull up on the pelvic floor and draw our belly button back and engage our core, engage our abs. So just breathe in normally and then breathe out, lift up on the pelvic floor, belly button back, engage, and then breathe in, release. And again, breathe out, lifting up, really tightening that corset, breathing in, let it go. One more time. So breathing out, lifting up, belly button back, engaging, and then release. Come down. Let's do that a little bit lower down. Bring the hands together at the heart. Take a breath in. And then breathing out, lifting up on the pelvic floor, engaging the core. Keep those shoulders down. Breathe in, release. You can come down lower if you want to. Breathing out, lifting up on the pelvic floor, drawing that belly button back. And then release. One more. So on your next out breath, lifting up on that pelvic floor, really engaging that core, but keeping everything else nice and loose, and jaw relaxed, face relaxed, shoulders relaxed, toes not clenching. And then release. Drop the arms down. Let's come to have a stretch on the side, making a nice long line with the body there. And then the other side, long line. And again, keep reaching and stretching, really waking up the body. Reaching, and really drawing that other shoulder down and away from the ear, making lots of space. Really reach. One more on each side. And then bringing those feet together, shoulders down, hands on hip, just taking a step back into a fairly high lunge. That back leg is straight. Whoops, hit the cabinet. Keep going back. Again, we're just waking up the body, waking up the legs, and just starting to come around to the idea of working with some balance. So we're trying to keep nice and steady here, nice and upright. Hips aren't swaying one way or the other. Heart rate may be going up a little bit. Keep going. Really working to keep that back leg nice and straight. You can come down a bit further if you want to. Next time we're back, let's hold. Lift up the arms. Let's gaze forwards for now. Just hold it here. Few breaths. Draw those shoulder blades down. And let's come back into movement again. Keep going. Shoulders down. Face is relaxed. Engage the core. Now actively draw the belly button back. Okay, and then other leg back. I can't remember which one I did. Make sure you do the other one. Arms are up, holding it here. Few steady breaths. And then back into movement, just a few more rounds. 1, 2, and then bringing the feet together, hip distance apart. Drop the shoulders, roll the shoulders one way and the other way. Come up onto tiptoes, hold it here. Find a point to focus on if you're feeling wobbly. Drawing the arms up, body really tall, high as it can be. And then heels come down, arms come down. And then same start position, feet are hip distance apart. Breathing in, looking up, slight back bend. Breathing out, coming down to sit into a chair. Take a breath here. On the out breath, drop the arms, tuck the tailbone, start to roll up, and then breathing in, coming up to that start point again. Slight back bend, breathing out, coming into a chair, taking a breath in. And on your out breath, arms come down, tuck the tailbone, start to roll up. And then in breath, we finish coming up. Up we go, slight back bend. And then out breath, back into chair. Take a breath here. Next out breath, drop the arms, tuck the tailbone. And let's keep flowing with that. Up we go, into chair, breath in, breath out, drop the arms, tuck, rolling, flowing back up. Out breath, down into chair, hold it here, one breath in. Out breath, drop the arms, tuck, and up we come again. And breathing out into chair, in breath, out breath, drop. Let's come up one last time, reaching up, looking up. And then breathing out, bring the hands together at the heart, drop the shoulders, close your eyes, neck nice and long, slight tuck of the chin. Just here, just observe your heartbeat, your breath. Check that you've got an even distribution of weight on the feet there. Just allow the body to settle. Now that it's been woken up. And then open your eyes, dropping the arms down, just roll the shoulders one way and then the other way. And then we're going to come into our first kind of flowing sequence, and we're going to stay in this start position here, gazing forwards, and we've got our even distribution of feet. You might want to lift up the toes, spread them out, put them down again. And then otherwise we're good to go. Let's take a breath in and reach up, slight back bend, looking up. As we breathe out, we're bringing the arms out wide, looking down, hinging, folding at the hips. And as we take a breath in, we step our right foot back, place it down if that's comfortable for you, otherwise you stay up on the toes. And then we're breathing in, looking up. As we breathe out, we come down with control to all fours. Take a breath here. And then on the out breath, we're going to come into cat. So we're tucking our tailbone, dropping our head, lifting our spine. As we breathe in, we unravel, coming into cows. We've got a slight lift of the tailbone and we're gazing forwards ever so slightly. Slight dip in the spine there. And then as we breathe out, again, we're tucking our tailbone, but this time we're rolling back, coming to sit on our heels, but we're drawing our hands behind us, and then we're going to be breathing in, lifting the hips, gazing forwards. And then breathing out, we glide our hands along the mat again or the floor. Right foot comes back, and then as we breathe in, we come back, whoops, into that start or that lunge. Warrior one. Breathing out, arms coming wide, stepping back into that aeroplane position, looking down, breathing in, coming back up into that slight back bend, looking up. Breathing out, hands coming down together at the heart. And we'll do that all on the other side. So all my instructions will be for the left foot, left leg. So, taking a breath in, up we go, slight back bend, looking up, Breathing out, arms out wide, folding at the hip, gazing down, breathing in, stepping the left foot back into that warrior one. And then breathing out with control, coming down to all fours, taking a breath in. And then on the out breath, coming to cat, dropping the head, lifting the spine, tucking the tailbone, breathing in, unraveling into cow, lifting the tailbone, gazing forwards. And then breathing out, tucking the tailbone again, but this time we're rolling back, hands gliding along the floor till they come behind us. Then we breathe in, lift our hips, looking forwards. Breathing out, this is one move to breathe out. We're coming back into that warrior one. Up we go, left foot is forward, sorry. And then breathing out, stepping into that aeroplane, looking down, hands, arms wide. Then breathing in, swooping up. Breathing out, hands together at the heart, back in our start position. And we'll do that again. So just gazing forwards. And then breathing in, reaching up, slight back bend. Breathing out, arms wide, fold with the hips looking down. Breathing in, stepping the right foot back, warrior one. Breathing out, coming down to all fours. Take a breath in. Out breath to cat. Drop the head, tuck the tailbone. In breath, unraveling into cow. Out breath, tucking the tailbone again, rolling along the mat. In breath, lift the hips, gazing forward. Out breath, coming, stepping back with the right foot into warrior one. Out breath, bring that back foot forwards, back to the aeroplane. And then in breath, up we go. Out breath, back to the start. Let's keep going, doing that on the left side. Breathing in, swooping up. Breathing out, arms wide, folding at the hip. In breath, left back, warrior one. Out breath, down into all fours. Take a breath. Out breath, cat. In breath, cow. Out breath, rolling along the mat. Fingers, hands come behind you. Breathing in, lifting the hips. Breathing out, dropping the hips, swooping yourself back up into, so left foot forward, warrior one. Breathing out, stepping the right foot back. Breathing in, swooping back to our start position, out breath. Here we go. A couple of breaths here just to rest for a few seconds. And then we'll do that again. So back to the right side. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, folding, arms wide, looking down. Breathing in, right foot back, up we go, warrior one. Breathing out, coming down to all fours. Take a breath. Out breath, cat. In breath, cow. Out breath, tucking, gliding along the mat. In breath, lifting the hips. Out breath, stepping right foot back, coming, breathing in, warrior one. Out breath, left foot comes back to our aeroplane, and then breathing in, swooping up. Breathing out, hands together, coming down to the heart. Left side. Breathing in, swooping up. Breathing out, arms wide, fold at the hip. Breathing in, left foot back, warrior one. Breathing out, coming down to all fours. Take a breath. Out breath, cat. In breath, cow. Out breath, tucking the tailbone, gliding along. In breath, lifting hips. Out breath, stepping left foot forward, coming to warrior one, breathing in, up into warrior one. Breathing out, that right foot's coming back, stepping into our aeroplane, and then breathing in, up we go. Out breath, hands together, down to the chest, and we'll stay here for a few breaths. Close your eyes. Release, relax, or encourage any areas of tension to loosen. Just observe the breath. Notice the heartbeat. Just a few moments to settle. And then open your eyes, drop your hands. And just taking a wide stance, let's do some breaths again. So breathing in and out, and in and out, and in and out. And then staying here. Next flowing sequence, we'll start with a slightly less balance-based sequence, and then I will show you how to work some balance into it. So I'm going to start by coming into warrior two. So we're turning our left foot in, right foot out, taking the breath in, coming down to warrior two, and then we pivot round into warrior one, adjusting the feet. And then breathing out, crossing the arms, gliding that back foot back so that it's in front of us. And then just arms are wide, pushing with the palms, shoulders down. Just pointing that leg, that foot forwards. Breathing out, legs coming behind us. Arms up, looking down. And then as we take a breath, we transition to come to the other side, warrior two. Doesn't really matter how you get there, you'll find a way. And then coming to warrior one, pivoting round. And then breathing out, crossing the arms, pushing with the palms of the hands, foot coming forwards. And then foot's coming behind, arms up. And then we do that exchange. I'm not giving breath directions because while I'm talking and while we're working through the motion, it doesn't really matter. Warrior one. Cross the arms, foot in front, push with the palms. Then the leg comes behind, arms are up. And then we pivot round to warrior two on the other side. I hope you can see the movement here. Warrior one, crossing, keeping the foot down, foot comes behind, arms up, and then we move to the other side. Warrior two, warrior one, crossing, foot coming forwards, foot coming backwards, warrior two. Now I'm going to show you where you can bring in some balance. So we're warrior two, warrior one, crossing the arms, and then here we can bring the foot up into a balanced leg straight. And then we can bring it behind us into a balance before we glide, she says, into warrior two. Warrior one, arms crossing, legs coming up, legs coming behind. Gazing further down now, and then coming into that transition. Warrior on the other side. Warrior one, crossing, lifting. You can go fast and not worry so much about the shapes and just enjoy the flow, playing around with the balance and the fluidity of movement. You might not be able to copy exactly how I'm doing my arms, but just work with your own movement between the postures and the balances until you find a way, or your own way, that feels comfortable. And it does get your heart rate up, and you're using your core to keep you nice and steady. You're stretching, moving, challenging, and you're using a lot of focus. So it's super good at quietening the mind. I'll stay down this time to remind you, just have the foot down and back and glide around. Losing my elegance, not that I had much in the first place. And then one more, I'll show you lifting the feet up. So coming up, foot's out, and then I'm breathing out. Warrior 3, Warrior 2 transition, Warrior 1, crossing the arms, leg up in front, leg out behind, and I'm going to come and stop in the middle here. Roll the shoulders one way, roll the shoulders the other way, breath in and out, and in and out, and in and out. Hands on hips, feet really wide, lift the chest, look up. Imagine the heart firing forwards, proud stance. And then folding at the hip, making the feet parallel, come down, drop the head. Big full breaths into the belly, belly nice and loose. And then placing one hand down, twisting around to the other direction, looking up to that other hand. Holding it here. Next out breath, bring that hand down, swap the hands around, twisting around to the other side, looking up. Drawing the belly button back. And then bring that hand down and we'll come and stretch over to one side. Real stretch along the inside of the leg. And the other side. And I'm going to come down into child's pose. So bringing the forehead to the mat, arms against the body, flopping down into the earth. Eyes are closed, belly filling up nice and soft with the air, upper back, mid back, lower back, releasing, relaxing. Letting go of any holding on. Nice, full, long breaths. Next out breath, rolling up vertebra by vertebra. And then we're going to go into our next flow. And we're going to start on all fours. So we've got hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, looking down to the floor between the hands. Just a few breaths here. Feeling ourselves to be steady, strong. And then we're going to come into downward dog. So we're curling the toes, lifting the hips, straightening the legs, coming back, straightening the arms, looking at the knees, spine long. Imagine your hips are being pulled up towards the sky. You might want to walk the feet a little, stretch out the back of the legs there. But then we're going to come into our movement. And we're just not going to worry too much about the individual shapes we're making as we're moving. We're going to be focusing on the feeling of movement instead, and steady movement too. So breathing in, we're going to be lifting up our left leg straight behind us, doesn't matter how high. Breathing out, bringing that leg between the hands, that back knee comes down. Breathing in, reaching up with the arms looking up between the hands. Breathing out, drawing your arms down like wings. And then breathing in, hands down, foot glides up back behind you. Breathing out, bring that foot down. Breathing in, right leg coming up. Breathing out, right foot coming between the hands, drop that back knee. Breathing in, reaching up, looking up. Breathing out, drawing the arms, the hands down. Breathing in, swooping that back leg behind you. Breathing out, placing the foot down. Breathing in, other leg coming up. Breathing out, coming between the hands, back knee down. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, wings. Breathing in, sliding the leg, gliding the leg up. Breathing out, bring the foot down. Breathing in, right leg coming up. Breathing out from between the hands, back knee down. Breathing in, reaching up. Breathing out, wings. Breathing in, gliding the leg up. Breathing out, bringing that foot down. Left side in. Breathing out, come between the hands, back knee down. Breathing in, looking up. Breathing out, wings. Breathing in, gliding up. Breathing out, foot coming down. Breathing in. Breathing out between the hands, back knee down. Breathing in, looking up. Breathing out, drawing down. Breathing in, leg coming up. Breathing out, and then let's stay in downward dog for a moment. Just spread out those fingers. Imagine the hips are being pulled up to the sky. Back of the legs nice and straight. Mine really are. There we go. And now we're going to work with an alternative. You can carry on doing what we were doing then in your own way, or you can join me by breathing in, lifting up, breathing out, bringing that foot down, but I'm staying up now. That back leg is straight, and I'm breathing in, breathing out, and then legs coming up, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, lifting up the leg, breathing out, and I'm staying high. Up we go. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, lifting, breathing out, leg, foot coming down, breathing in, other side, left side, breathing out, foot between hand, staying high, breathing in, breathing out, wings, breathing in, foot, leg up, breathing out, breathing in, right side, breathing out, staying up high, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, up the leg goes, and then we're going to drop the knees down, come to child's pose. Belly full of air on the in-breath, body loosening and relaxing on the out-breath. Eyes are closed, arms along the body, arms feeling heavy into the earth, feet heavy into the earth, lower back, middle back, upper back, softening, easing. Few breaths here. Next out breath, rolling up vertebra by vertebra, and then coming to sit at the top of your mat or whatever space you're in. Sitting up tall, looking forwards, shoulders down, feet are a hip distance apart. A few breaths here. And feeling lots of nice, lovely length in the spine, top of the chin. Imagine you've got that bit of ribbon going up to the sky. And then reaching your arms out long in front of you. Tuck the tailbone and then slowly, vertebra by vertebra, with as much control as you can muster, roll down. Bring the arms down, palms down, and then straighten the legs, lift up the hips. And then roll again, vertebra by vertebra. And then tabletop with the legs, hands on the thighs and push. Thighs against hands, hands against thighs. Keep pushing. Back flat in the mat, core engaged, pushing, pushing, pushing. And then with control, straight arms, roll up to that start position. And we'll do that all over again. So sitting tall, slight tuck of the chin. And then tuck the tailbone, roll down with control, vertebra by vertebra. Bring the arms down, palms down. Lift the hips, straighten the legs. And then roll down vertebra by vertebra. Tabletop, hands against thighs, thighs against hands, pushing, engaging the core, really pushing, pushing, pushing. And then rolling up to the start. And we're going to go straight down. Out breath down with control and lifting the hips, straightening the legs. And then rolling down vertebra by vertebra, tabletop, hands against thighs, pushing, 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 engaging the core, lifting up on the pelvic floor, and then rolling up. And then from here, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together, knees wide, cobbler, or butterfly, or tailor. You can call it what you like. Drawing the knees down, I'm holding onto my toes, keep drawing the knees down. See if you can draw those knees down even further. And then up you come. And then taking my hands, putting them behind me, the fingers are facing away from me. And then I'm drawing out my legs. I'm flexing my feet, lifting my chest. Imagine that heart firing off, really lifting with the chest. And then I'm coming forwards, I've lifted my hands up, and now I'm reaching forwards, dropping the head. You might be able to fold all the way down. I cannot, and I never will be able to. It's not how my hips are. I promise. And then feet together, forward fold, dropping the head. Belly inflating like a balloon. As you breathe in, just lengthen the spine a little. Breathe out, fold forwards and down even more. Surrender the head, close your eyes. A couple of breaths here. Next out breath, rolling up vertebra by vertebra, and then bringing your hands behind you, fingers facing towards your back. And then we're going to be lifting our hips, feet coming down to the floor. Really lift, lift, lift those hips. And then if you feel comfortable to do so, you can drop your head. Keep lifting those hips, lifting, lifting, lifting. And then bring the hips down, head coming slowly with control. And then we're going to come into a twist. So we've got our right leg over the left, hips are down on the mat, sitting up nice and tall. And then taking the left hand over the right knee, coming to a twist round, drawing that belly button back. Staying nice and tall, spine staying long, and on every out breath, gradually moving around a little bit more. Breathing in nice and tall, breathing out, twisting a little bit more. Depending on where you're at and how you're feeling, you might want to clasp your hands together through the legs. But don't do that at the sacrifice of losing the height in your spine, or that nice feeling of twisting round. So make sure you're not hunched as you do that. And then on your next out breath, unravel, swap over the legs. So now I've got my left leg up, right leg down, hips, my bottom is equally on the floor, I'm not sitting high on one side or the other, sitting up nice and tall, and on the out breath, coming round. So my right hand is holding my left leg here as I come a little bit round on every out breath, keeping my neck long by having that slight tuck of the chin, belly button drawing back to give me lots of room to twist in. And then again, you can clasp the hands together, helping to take you further into a twist. Few steady breaths here. And then on your next out breath, unravel slowly with control. And then just rolling the shoulders one way and the other way. And then we'll come to take a rest. So coming into corpse pose, if that's comfortable for you, otherwise making your own comfortable lying down position. You might want to use some bolsters, you might be more comfortable lying on your side, whatever works for you, but otherwise we've got palms up, a bit of space under the armpits, feet are a bit wider than hip distance apart, and then just really trying to surrender any idea of control. So I'm not trying to control or alter my breath in any way. Just inviting it now to come and go just as it pleases. And the same applies to my body, my muscles. I'm not asking them to do anything for me. I'm not getting them to go into a particular shape or even hold me. The floor, the earth is holding me. So right now, every aspect of my being has got full permission just to be. I have no requests of it. Completely surrender to being held. And my mind as well. Just giving my mind full permission to do whatever it needs to do. If it needs to plot away at something or plan something out, I'm just going to give it full permission to whir away while I can just be here and be present and allow every aspect of my experience to be just as it is for a few moments. And of course, you can stay here for as long as you want to or as you are able to. And when you're ready, you might want to take a stretch, deep breath, and slowly roll onto your side and push yourself up. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon.